back. As I mentioned, we have Lenny Ross here, who is the president of the United Mutual. Welcome. Nice to see you again. How are you?
It's nice to see you. I'm great.
Good. Well, you know, you've dipped your foot back in as a member of the United Mutual and now the president. And I know you have a couple of things that you're working on, so you would like to share that with our residents.
Yeah, there's a couple things. As president of the United Laguna Woods Mutual Board of Directors, I'd like to focus on a couple things. Since I became president again for United Board, our first meeting was, first monthly meeting on the second Tuesday of each month was on November 8th. And I want to increase the professionalism and improve the decorum of the United Board meetings. And what I mean by that is I set up some basic rules based on Robert's rules.
Sure.
And to try to increase the level of professionalism on our board. And we welcome speakers to ask good questions, directors and residents, but we have to control our tempers and we have to control any type of attacks on people. And so in doing so, I just wanted to report that our November 8th meeting went very well. We got a lot accomplished.
Great.
And we didn't have many arguments at all. And so it's a step in the right direction. And so I wanted to really welcome our residents to either watch the meeting on the second Tuesday of the month or on Channel 6 or come to our meetings. You're more than welcome to join us.
Okay, and you know, that's certainly a good thing, right? Because that's how you find out all the information. I mean, you could always go and look online, like you said, but it's better when you can see it, you know, live. And we certainly do show them here on Village Television, as well as you do have a meeting that's today at 1 o'clock, and you are welcoming people for that one. It's a special meeting. What is it special for?
Well, if I could say one other thing before that.
Of course.
And then in welcoming residents, I want to welcome residents with extensive professional experience to serve on the board. We oftentimes don't get a lot of people to serve on the boards, but we need people with professional financial experience or manufacturing experience that can help us on the board, or government experience, any type of experience that you have. We really value. And so if you want to run for a position on our board or work on one of our committees, you're more than welcome to sign up on that.
That's a good point too, because you know, a lot of folks, obviously they're retired, but they've come from extensive backgrounds in a variety of different things.
Yes.
And I'm glad you mentioned committees, because you know, maybe someone doesn't necessarily want the responsibility of being on the board, but they want to get their feet wet.
Yes.
So committees you would recommend would be a good start.
Yes, it would be an excellent start to get your feet wet and see if you like joining in the committees. And I know a lot of people are busy in their retirement years and enjoying themselves, but if you have the incredible experience that maybe way more than some of us do in certain areas, and we could really use your expertise.
Okay, that's excellent. And then of course, you do have here that you're working towards improving your investments for your reserves.
Yeah, let me talk a little bit about this, because we have a very important meeting today at 1 o'clock in the boardroom. And the subject is going to be to change our investments on our reserves. And this goes back to earlier this year when we first started seeing interest rates rising. And as interest rates rise, our bond funds, which we're mostly invested in, started to go down. And this happened for the first 6 months of the year. And in July, I tried, along with some of the people on our board, to pass a resolution to change our investments from bond funds, which are continuing to slide, and at that time they were down $1 million.
Ooh.
And unfortunately, the resolution failed, and we didn't get. The resolution was to change our investments from bond funds, which are speculative, to guaranteed U.S. T-bills, which have guaranteed income for the next several years. And unfortunately, it failed, but we got some very good advice at the time to set up an ad hoc committee to get some professional advisors to present to us on this ad hoc committee, investment committee. And they gave us some very great advice, and they're going to be presenting today, this afternoon. And we'll follow with with a VMS recommendation and then a new motion to change our investments to T-bills, which are now paying over 4%.
Yeah.
And that's where we want to be. And the main reason is that when we look at the reserves that were projected out for the next 30 years, we see that in 2023, if we reach below 14.1 million, we go into a danger zone. And now we are currently at 13.9 million.
Oh boy.
So we're at that point where we have to make a decision to change our investments and do this immediately to get into a safe payback situation that will reimburse us within 2.5 years. We'll recover fully. So that's the goal of today's meeting.
Well, and you know what, you're certainly not alone. Many people are reevaluating their finances, personally and business-wise, because you're right, things have gone down tremendously since January.
Yes.
And CDs and Treasury bills certainly are good safe havens for now.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Now, of course, you do have your meeting today at 1 p.m. and anyone can visit, correct?
Yeah, it's an open meeting, and we welcome anyone to join in the meeting. And we think it's going to be a big crowd today.
Yeah.
And we encourage anyone else that would like to support us with this effort to come and be there.
All right, excellent. And then, of course, your meetings are always the second Tuesday of each month, and those are 9:30 in the morning, and those are televised right here on Village Television. But you could also visit, or you can see them on Granicus as well. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for the information. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It's
Sounds
great
like
to
you're
be
doing
here.
a great job.
Well, I'm trying.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome. If you want more information about any of United's meetings or subjects, you could always send an email to generalmanager@vmsinc.org, and that will be directed to the appropriate person. We'll be right back.